Welcome to the case study. Till now, you have learnt what is TAM, SAM and SOM. In this case study, we will learn how to calculate TAM, SAM and SOM using a real-world example of Zomato. To keep things simple, we will focus only on Zomato's food delivery business and ignore the other business verticals for now. First, we will use the top-down approach to find TAM, SAM and SOM. In this approach, you can start by looking for industry reports or market research studies that provide information about the overall size of the market you are interested in. You can use research reports published by media houses or research organizations like Statista, Gartner or IDC. This data is secondary in nature but is reliable as it comes from credible sources and you can directly use this data as your TAM. For this case study, we are using data from Statista.com as of August 2024, which says that the online food delivery market in India is projected to reach a revenue of $43.78 billion in 2024. It is expected to show an annual growth rate or CAGR, which is compound annual growth rate of 15.98% between 2024 and 2029. This growth will result in projected market volume of $91.88 billion by 2029. Hence, for Zomato, India can be considered as a total addressable market, which is TAM, which will be $43.78 billion. Now, to calculate the SAM or serviceable available market, we will refine the broad industry data and consider practical constraints. For calculating SAM for Zomato, we will consider geographical and operational limitations. We will also consider targeting specific segments and estimating how many customers the business can actually reach. Zomato primarily operates in urban areas, which is approximately 35% of India's population. Out of this 35% urban population, the percentage of the population that could use online food delivery is 50%. We are saying that theoretically, Zomato can serve everyone, but practically, Zomato will not serve in certain cities and there will be people who will not be able to afford Zomato. In fact, according to available data, around 20% of the Zomato's customers are responsible for 80% of the total orders. So to calculate SAM, we will have to find 50% of 35% of TAM, which will come out to be $7.66 billion. Next, we will calculate the serviceable obtainable market or SOM. This involves understanding your competitive positioning and how effectively you can serve the market. Remember that SOM is critical for setting practical sales targets and forecasting revenue. And while doing so, you have to estimate what share of the market you could realistically capture. While calculating SOM, we will consider the market penetration strategy, the competitive analysis, and the available resources for marketing, sales, and product delivery. For this calculation, we can assume that Zomato aims to capture 30% of the SAM, which will come out to be approximately $2.3 billion. In summary, using the top-down approach, Zomato's market potential breaks down into TAM as $43.78 billion, a SAM of $7.66 billion, and a SOM of $2.3 billion. Now, let's relook at the TAM, SAM and SOM calculations using the bottom-up approach. This approach is more detailed and starts with your specific data, building up to estimate the total market size. Here, we will start by identifying the different segments of customers who are likely to buy your product or service. Think about who your ideal customers are and how many there are. Zomato might consider individuals who order food online. To do this calculation, we will be assuming a few realistic data points. To find the total number of people who can use Zomato, we can consider the number of active internet connections in India, because theoretically everyone can download the app and place an order. This number will be approximately 800 million. We will also assume that each of these people will order at least once a week, which means they will place 52 orders in a year. Now, we will calculate the average revenue that can be generated from each customer. This can include the average purchase value and how often customers buy from you. We can assume that it's 400 Indian rupees or approximately $5. To calculate TAM, we multiply the number of potential customers by the frequency of order per year and the average order value. This gives us a TAM of $41.6 billion. This is the broadest possible market that Zomato could serve if there were no constraints. Next, we narrow this down to the serviceable available market, or SAM. Here, we refine our calculation by focusing only on the urban population, which accounts for 35% of the total market. Additionally, we further narrow it down by considering only those in a suitable income group, reducing the market size by 50%. Applying these adjustments, Zomato's SAM is approximately $7.28 billion. Finally, we calculate the serviceable obtainable market, or SOM. SOM is the portion of SAM that Zomato can realistically capture considering competition and other market dynamics. If Zomato aims to capture 30% of the SAM, it would give them SOM of $2.18 billion. In summary, using the bottom-up approach, Zomato's market potential breaks down into TAM as $41.6 billion, a SAM of $7.28 billion, and a SOM of $2.184 billion. Before we move ahead, here is an important point to pay attention to. We have seen through our calculations that whether we use the top-down approach or a bottom-up approach, both methods ultimately lead us to the similar understanding of Zomato's market potential. Despite starting from different perspectives, one from broad industry data and the other from specific customer behavior, we arrive at comparable numbers for TAM, SAM, and SOM. This consistency shows that both approaches can be effective tool for estimating the market size. However, it is important to remember that these calculations are indicative in nature. They provide a guiding framework rather than absolute figures. While I highly encourage all of you to conduct thorough market research for your own startup, please remember that market dynamics are constantly changing, and these numbers should be seen as starting point than a definitive answer. For founders, the key takeaway is to combine these approaches with ongoing market research, customer feedback, and real-world data to continuously refine your strategy. With that in mind, in the next video, we'll wrap up the lesson by summarizing the key points and discussing the pros and cons of both the top-down and bottom-up approach. This will help you decide which method is best suitable for your own startup journey.